I don't have a script for this video. Actually, I never have scripts for my videos. I usually have an idea. My idea is to talk about just GPU mining and maybe mining in crypto in general. And I just hit record. I just finished another video, and this topic's been on my mind for a few days now. And I don't know if it feels even more different than the last several months, but GPU mining just really feels on the down. I'm not going to say it's dead, because that's what everybody will say. GPU mining is dead, and I've definitely heard that a lot of times over my last 8 years in mining. And though I will acknowledge that things are very different now because we don't have Ethereum, and I miss Ethereum a lot. I really do. And what's been so interesting this go around is, Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. What was that, a couple months ago before the halving? It's still sitting in really good value above 60K as I'm making this video. And then, of course, trailing right behind that, Ethereum has gone up pretty dramatically in price too, which usually meant that our GPUs became money printers. That's just what they did. And they're not anymore. And they're definitely not right now because, as you all know watching this video, we can no longer mine Ethereum. And there's been some moments along the way over the last maybe year where there's been some excitement and promise in GPU mining, but it's all kind of fallen flat. And I'm talking about all those projects that have gone FPGA and then eventually ASICs. And the big one that pretty much overshadows all the rest of them is definitely Caspa. And if you've been in mining for any kind of time, maybe not any kind of time, but if you've been in mining for a few years or longer, you likely saw it coming. Any of these projects that are really compute bound in the GPU are going to go ASIC because it's incredibly, it's not easy to make an ASIC, but if you make an ASIC, it's like 1,000 times more efficient than a GPU if it's only compute bound. And if a project doesn't have anything in its white paper or anything in its vision where it wants to fork, if ASICs come on the network, then its days are numbered for GPU mining. And as long as it makes sense economically, Bitmain and all the ASIC manufacturers are going to make ASICs for it, and then there goes GPU mining. So I think Caspa was one that was certainly exciting. A lot of people in the community, other YouTubers bought Caspa ASICs, the big ones even. I got the KSO Pro, I bought that. It's fun. I like all kinds of mining. So I very much enjoyed that journey, and I enjoy mining with it now, though. That whole story was I mined it with GPUs, and then I mined it with my FPGAs, and then I mine it now with my ASIC. And that's just the way it's going to go. And there's all those other compute-bound cryptocurrencies out there as well that over the last several months have gone from GPUs to FPGAs to ASICs, Ethereum, a more recent one, and that's just going to continue to happen. And what it really comes down to is looking at the coins that are using algorithms that use memory, and that's going to be the Flux of the world, the Ironfish now on their fish hash algorithm. And there's a few others out there. Any of the ones that use the ProgPow-based algorithms, FearoPow, Kapow, all of those, right? They're all memory hard algorithms. And what drives me kind of insane, but I also get it all of the time, is GPU miners, maybe it's the newer ones, complaining about mining those algorithms because it uses a lot of heat and it uses a lot of power. Yeah, that's the point. The point is to saturate the GPU, to use its core, use its memory, so that if an ASIC's made, it cannot be so dramatically more efficient. And Ethereum's at hash is just the tried and true algorithm which proved that. In the beginning, ASICs were only 2 times as efficient as a GPU. And even later, they weren't 1,000 times more efficient like they are with Bitcoin SHA-256 or any of the K-heavy hash or any of these algorithms are now in ASICs. The cool thing about Ethereum and the ethash algorithm is that it left room. It left room because of its price going up so high, and it left room because of the nature of how its algorithm was built for GPU miners to also take a piece of the pie in mining. And when you just kind of zoom out and look at all of this over the last several years, that's what it comes down to. Like, those are the things that are going to save GPU mining, is you got to have projects that use algorithms that are memory hard. It's okay if they use power. We need that. And that they are going to fork off ASICs if they come to exist, or if they come to exist, their algorithm is set up in such a way that an ASIC is not going to be terribly more efficient than a GPU is. We need that, and we don't have a lot of them right now. We don't. And so we need that to spread. We need more projects to use those algorithms, and we need the GPU mining community to welcome some algorithms that use more power, use more heat, because it's going to help the future of GPU mining. Because otherwise what will happen is some new project will come out, you'll lock your memory all the way down, you'll just use the compute of the GPU, you'll think it's so great because you're running like so low power, it'll be profitable for a little while until the big players get involved with their bit streams or their ASICs, and then the cycle repeats. And it will happen time and time and time again until we have some good foundational GPU mining algorithms. Now, that's just mining. I think there's a lot in AI that's very, very interesting that needs obviously a lot of compute power. It needs, GPUs are the best thing that I can think to do all of that. So I'm really curious about some of the things that the Flux team is doing, and I think there's some other projects working on things where, you can essentially have your GPU mining, and then if somebody wants to rent out the compute power of your rig for some AI task or something else, it can shift over and do that. And I know like there's been things like Vast, and then Flux has some stuff coming up as well, and I think there's just some other ones out there. It's a space I have to dive into further. If you have recommendations for me, let me know down in the comment section. But I think that's a really interesting space. I love the thought of mining a cryptocurrency, hopefully making some profit over my electric, and then setting a price where somebody could come rent that to do some work with it, whether that's AI or rendering or anything else. And I think these ideas have been around for a long time, but they've never come into fruition in a way that ultimately saves all of us with all these GPUs and introduces profitability in a way that's exciting. So the future is uncertain. It for sure is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you GPU mining's coming back, it's going to be the glory days again. I honestly don't know if we'll ever see those days again. I don't know if I'll ever see my GPU literally printing money, and just in an amount that's crazy. Just literally crazy how much money I was producing during those times, and anybody that had GPUs was producing during those times, whether it was small scale or large scale. It was just a moment. It's just a moment of my life that I will literally never forget. And so we've gone from that, I think the 4090s maybe making 60, 70 cents in profit right now on residential electric rates. And so there's just not much happening. And so it's kind of boring. But crypto's not boring. Crypto's really interesting. There's stuff that I love exploring with nodes. The DPIN space is blowing my mind right now, which so much cool stuff happening over there. Hopefully it has some really cool utility. But proof of work is the backbone for me. It is the backbone of Bitcoin, and so it's the backbone of cryptocurrency. And that is where my heart lives, my passion is, and I will continue to explore it and continue to find ways to make it exciting for myself and my passion and my hobby. And I will definitely make videos, whether one person watches them or 50,000 people watch it. It's what I love to do. Like many other of the amazing content creators that are out there. So that's my thoughts. It's kind of the current state, a check-in on GPU mining and crypto as it stands right now in May 2024. Let me know your thoughts. Type me out some paragraphs down in that comment section. I want to read everything that you're thinking, especially like where you think this all might go in the future, and what needs to happen besides just price appreciation. Price appreciation is definitely a part of it, but besides that, what needs to happen for GPU mining to be a household name again? Hope you enjoyed the video. Looking forward to hearing from you. Please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.